this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am bringing you something special today. We're going to be working with some vellum, and we're going to be working with some shimmer paper, and hopefully make a reasonable facsimile of ocean water. Let's see how we do. This is going to go in my Hawaii album, and I'm super excited. I hope this turns out. I haven't actually put it together before, so you're going to be experimenting along with me. I hope you don't mind. But let's see what we can come up with, okay? Yeah. Let's see what's on my workspace. Okay, so this is my workspace for today. These are the photos that I am trying to create a layout for, and I think what I'm going to do is just create a border that's going to go right across the middle of my page. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see how the layout works out, but that's what I'm thinking. And we're going to use our border maker system with 4 different punches today. Some of them are older. One of them is fairly new, but most of them are a little older, and so I do apologize for that, but hopefully you have some of those in your stash and you might be able to utilize those. I'm also going to use what we call a tearing tool. This is something that Creative Memories has designed from kind of old school too, although I think this one was from New CM. Honestly, I don't remember for sure, but this one has a name. Let me find it. It's the Double Waves tearing tool, but any tearing tool will do, or you don't even need to use one of these. You can just tear your paper, and it doesn't matter. But I don't use this very often. I just thought it might be fun today to put it to good use, so we're going to try it. I have 4 different pieces of paper on my table. I have a piece of white shimmer paper. I have a piece of the kind of rolling waves or blue grass paper from Serene Waters. It has this beautiful mellow yellow paper on the back that we used just the other day in another layout. And I have 2 pieces of vellum. I have a light blue and I have a dark blue. They both have kind of a water pattern in them, but both patterns are very different and both colors are very different. So we're going to use both. And these both of these pieces of vellum come from the brand new collection from, oh goodness, I've just lost my train of thought. It's the blue, the brand new blue collection. Of course, it just flew out of my brain. Cue the Blue. It's from Cue the Blue that just came out this month. So we're going to use these 2 pieces of vellum as well as our designer paper and our shimmer paper. That means I'm going to need my vellum adhesive, and I'm also going to need my goodness, it's like I'm hyperventilating. I don't know why. I guess I'm just so excited. I'm going to need my repositionable adhesive, and I'm going to need my permanent adhesive. So let me just grab those because I thought I had them out here, but I don't. Okay, I taught a class this morning. That's why I have my CM shirt and looking all official today, and so I didn't realize that I hadn't completely unpacked with all of my fun adhesives. So I need those 2. I'm going to put these 2 away, and we'll get back to it here. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so just going to move the adhesives over here because we won't need them for just a little bit yet. And I'm going to actually move these pages out of the way as well so that we can do some creating of this border first. Okay, so just going to set that out of the way. Now, we're going to layer this border, and it may not be the best use of my vellum papers, but it is what it's the only thing that I've been able to come up with. I'm going to put a different edge on each one of these papers, and then we're going to tear the bottom of it. So let's go ahead and start with our darkest paper. And this one is going to, we're going to use the, this is the Scallop Wave punch. This is what it looks like. If that's out of focus when I raise it up, sorry about that. But so this is the one we're going to put across the dark blue edge. And I'm going to just make sure that my water is flowing from left to right because I don't want it to be vertical. Okay, so we're gonna make sure we put it into our punch so that we can punch it flowing from left to right. And work my way down here. All right, I'm not going to worry about trimming anything off just yet. First, we're just going to punch all of our edges. And I am going to go ahead and punch both sides because I have a 2-page layout. So I want to make sure that I have enough to make 2 sort of matching as possible accent borders. I feel kind of odd calling it a border when I know I'm planning to put it across the center of my page, but that's essentially what it is. It's a decorative strip, so kind of like a border. All right, and then I'm going to get my blue wavy paper, water flowy grass. I don't know, it's probably supposed to be grass, but I'm using it as water. It's blue for all intents and purposes. Okay, and we're done with the Scallop Wave punch. Now I'm going to use this one, which is the Elements Edge punch. This was a specialty punch that we got recently. I can't remember if this came in one of the secret boxes or if it was a special for something else, but it may have been, actually it may have been a replacement for a special when something was sold out, so they replaced it with this, I think. Anyway, if memory serves, that's how it came across this one. And it has a really cool look to it that is very much like water, so I felt like it was appropriate. Could be representative of wind, which would be cool if you are dealing with a windy day of March. We have been dealing with a lot of wind here in addition to our winter weather, and wind and low temperatures and snow just are not that much fun. But I remember growing up in Southern California, March winds were so cool. We would go flying, kite flying, and do fun things with the wind, sailing and things like that. I didn't do a lot of sailing, but I knew people who did. All right, so then we're going to exchange this border maker for, let's see, the next one is the original wave punch, which looks like this. So a little bit smoother than the rolling wave punch. This one was the first wave punch that CM came out with a long time ago. So if you have this one, you are blessed. It's a very cool one to have. And again, I apologize if you don't have every single one of these, but this video is mostly to show you the technique, so you can use other punches with this same idea. I'm not sure why that's not lining up properly, so let me just check it here. Let's try that one. Something goofy inside my punch, I think. Okay. Older punches sometimes get a little fiddly, so bear with me with this one. Let's see. I have used it a lot. I used it quite a bit with my in my albums that I did for our trip to Alaska. There was a lot of water involved in that, and I used it quite a bit there. I've used it quite a bit for other purposes. For a long time it was the only punch we had that had any water association, so I used it for just about anything that I had that was water related. And now it's just a little bit fussy from old age. Come on. All right. This one is about done. Okay. And the last one we're going to use is the newer rolling waves punch. It looks like this. So a little bit more of a white cap kind of feel to this wave. This is going to be our kind of the one that tops everything off, which is why we're using the white shimmer paper for this one. Okay, so one more side to punch, and then we will have to make some decisions. Okay. Here we go. All right, so just going to set this back in its spot on my table, kind of get it out of the way. Now, what we're going to do is layer these. So we're going to have the white cap with the blue water right below it, and the even more flowing water below that, and the deeper ocean water below that. Okay, so that's the way our layers are going to end up looking. What we need to decide is how to go about portioning our border. So I want the whole border to be about 4 inches wide, possibly 5 inches wide. And I want to have a somewhat layered edge on this end also. So I suppose that means that I need the white border to be the widest of them all. So let's see, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this on my page, or on my my mat, and we're going to line it up so it's straight. and line up the left-hand edge so that it is straight. Okay, then I'm going to take my tearing tool and I think I'm going to use, let's see, I think I'm going to use the wider edge, and I want my border to be at least 5 inches, so maybe we ought to start with 6 inches. What do you think? Maybe it should be 6 inches. If we tear it, given that this one is the widest one, it really is the most critical because I've got another border over here. I need to use this half and this half. So I think what I will do is go with the half mark, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just shy of 6, so about there. So I'm thinking if I put my point right at the 6-inch mark, then with the depth of these curves, I should be okay with it being fairly even. Okay, so I'm going to hold that down. I'm going to lift up the other side, and I'm just going to tear gently right along this pattern, which sometimes is easier said than done. Sometimes you have to get right in there and tear right at the tool. And you'll notice when you are tearing, even if you're not using a tearing tool, you will be able to see the fibers from the inside of your paper. CM paper, if it's cardstock, is going to be a solid color all the way through. Shimmer paper, well, this is white shimmer paper, so it makes it harder to tell, but I can tell it's a different color on that inside layer. So I think it has more of a white core, but our cardstock in general does not have a white core. It has a solid core. So that is one of the things that our cardstock is known for. Okay, so those are fairly even, probably as even as I could have made them. Okay, so those two pieces are done. Now we're going to do the next piece, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line it up, but we're probably going to have to tear this one more than once because this one is not going to be even, because I need it to be a little shorter than this. Although it could overlap it since it is vellum. We could do that. We could just tear them at the same level. So putting the point at the 6-inch mark. We'll try it and see. Because your tearing creates a variance in that edge anyway. Oh, that's something I hadn't thought about. If you put the wrong side over it, then it doesn't match. And it does make it longer because it's going to be lower. Well, I'll have to think about that one. All right. We may need to re-tear that one. We'll have to see. Like I said, this is a work in progress, an idea that's evolving, right? So let me just turn these just a little bit, make a little more room. Okay, lining this one up. This one I'm definitely going to make shorter. So I think probably we're looking at, instead of 6 inches, we're looking at 5. So I'm going to line this up at the 5-inch mark and vary my tear. Am I varying it? I think so. Because I did this before, right? Oh, I'm having a hard time remembering, guys. Okay. I think I lined it up like this. So 5 inches. And then we'll tear it again on the other side of this piece. That tear was a little flat, so was that one. Turn this around, try that again. At the 5-inch mark. There we go. And if you're careful about how you tear, then you can use this middle piece on another layout. Okay. So that's going to be extra. I'm just going to set that aside. Here's my third piece. Go there. And then this vellum. I'm going to do this one a little shorter. So we did the other one at 5 inches, so let's do this one at 4.5, so that we have a variance. Okay. That one more, and then we can assemble these together and see how they look. Okay, that piece is extra. Set it up there. Here we've got our vellum for the second page. Okay, gonna just set that out of the way. All right, now we're gonna need some adhesives. So my blue is for my vellum. My green is for my repositionable, so any of these designs that have holes in them, that's what I'm going to use that for. I need my bone folder so I can burnish my vellum adhesive and get that as invisible as possible. Set those back in there. All right, let's see. If I leave that like that, it's going to be noticeable, but will it detract from the layers that I want? Really kind of creates a little havoc down in this area where it looks like it doesn't make a lot of sense, huh? I wonder how I could fix that. If I raise this up a little, or lower this down. Maybe if I lowered it down some. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I'm going to lower the medium blue down, except I don't really like it. I like this variance, but I don't like it up here. I want that to be higher. That means I need to tear a little bit more off of this piece. All right, sorry about that, guys. Let's see. I don't want to tear a whole lot. I just need maybe about a 1/2 inch. Come on. Stick up there. Okay. Where's that? Alright. There we go. Just need to be able to grab hold of it somehow. Okay. Alright, just going to toss that little bit of vellum because I can't imagine what I would use it for. Alright, we need to do the same thing to this side. So we're just going to take about a 1/2 inch roughly off. Okay, this piece is a little bit pointy. How did I end up with a pointy spot? Well, yeah, I can tear that off in just a different way here. There. Okay. Alright, so that goes with that one. This one goes with this one. We're going to layer that up about like so. Let's go ahead and put some vellum adhesive on here. Now, when you use vellum adhesive, you probably know this already because you've heard me say it before. Try really hard not to get it bunchy. It stretches, so that's kind of the tricky part. If it stretches right along the edge of where it breaks off, you're going to have a mark there, no matter how much burnishing you do. So just try hard to, and I'm just going to center this because the variance of the paper is making it so that it's not going all the way edge to edge. Okay, I'm going to set that down. You might not be able to see it on camera. I can see where there are bits of adhesive. So I'm just burnishing those in, rubbing them in really good with my bone folder. You can use anything sturdy. You probably could even use your all-purpose tool to burnish that in if you wanted. I'm just going to put a couple of pieces along the bottom edge here just to hold that together. We're going to have lots of layers on top of this, so just holding that down. Alright, now we're going to adhere this paper. Oop. And I'm just using repositionable adhesive for this layer, and it's going to go edge to edge pretty nicely, which is good as long as I keep it straight. And providing that little bit of rough edge along the bottom with all the colors. And then we're going to add a little bit more vellum to this piece. Shoot, got it a little clumpy there. This one's going to be on top, so I'm going to minimize it across the bottom. Try to spread that clump out just a little so that it's not as visible. This I'm going to place right underneath the curl of this punch. So I'm losing just the tiniest bit of this the elements punch, but I like it better not seeing that extra little bit. This dark one is very difficult to see adhesive through, so that's a good thing in our favor. Still going to burnish it in though, because then I know it's secure. Okay, so what do we think? Pretty good. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for the other side, but I'm going to speed up the video so you don't have to watch me do every little step, okay? seriously. It's a different color. All right, if you were watching that sped up little video, you may have noticed that it took me a little bit longer with this last piece, and that's because I just learned something about vellum that I did not previously know. And you might already be aware of this, but I was not. Do you see how deep and rich the color is on this side of the paper? If you flip it over, you'll notice it's a different color. The color is kind of muted, kind of faded, kind of matted more than the color on this side of the vellum. So just note that if you're going to be using vellum when you recreate your, this type of a layout, and be mindful that you need to be careful which side of adhesive you put your, which side of the paper you put your adhesive on. All right, because it does make a difference with the vellum. Okay, so let me grab those pages again and we will work out how this is going to come together. Okay, here we go. I also have, you know, a favorite side. I like this, the way this one came together, the base of this one much better than the base of this one. The curves are too much alike and too much in the same place for my liking, but it is what it is, so we're going to go with it. And I think rather than putting it right in the middle, I'm going to put it kind of in the upper third of the page, and then that way I can feel comfortable kind of layering my photos a little bit more over this edge and highlighting this pretty edge up here a little bit better. So let's see, I have several pieces and now I've just kind of mixed them up, but I have, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put these on my page, and then we will worry about where the pictures are going to go, and if we need to we can pick this back up and adjust where it is. I'm actually putting this about the white caps are touching about an inch from the top edge of my paper. That gives you a better guideline as to where that's going to go. Starting to smell good in my house. My baker is making empanadas today. I feel so blessed when she cooks. It's really, really, really nice. All right. This one of the shoreline and this one of the shoreline kind of go together. There was a blowhole that I think, if I remember correctly, I discovered that these two pictures kind of flowed together. Bit like so, if I recall. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. We may just You can see the spray from where the water came shooting up from the blowhole area. Very, very cool. And I think we'll just kind of layer these down here, like so. Because it doesn't really bother me that the base of this one is covered, but I liked the base on this one better, so I think we'll be all right there. And then we probably ought to add something of a journal box so that I can explain about the blowhole over here. So let's find something that we can use to explain. Maybe we could use this little one and add some other things to it. Maybe put something there, put something here, put something down here. Let's see. Oh, come on, get off there. All right. Oh, you know what? We could use some of these water droplets. Maybe that would be kind of fun. Set those up there. Something to think about one fine day. Maybe. Maybe not. I could use a sailing ship or a crab. Maybe the crab would be better. A crab and a gull. Got some lily pads, but those are for still water. Let's see what the stickers look like that I have. And where are they? Let's see. These are just some cool leaves that I pulled out and thought maybe if I needed them I could use them for a little bit of color, and actually they might come in handy on this page. Okay, so if we use our crab down there, maybe a seagull, and couple of our giant leaves that are fun colors. There's a monstera leaf that's in similar colors to the water. You can create a cluster using our leaves and our crab, and having the bird fly over the top. How does that sound? I don't even have these pictures down yet, and I'm worrying about clusters. Crazy, huh? Alright, hang on. I think we're getting our cart before the horse, as it were. So let's go ahead and adhere these photos. Sometimes it's hard not to let one thing flow right into the other when you're trying to put a whole page together or a two-page spread together, you want things to kind of flow, and so you're trying to get an idea of where you want stuff to go, trying to lay it all out. This coastline was so phenomenal. We just really enjoyed the time that we spent driving around all over the island and taking it all in. I truly had no idea. I knew the water would be beautiful, but I had no idea how beautiful it would be. And truly, it was a wonderful, wonderful thing to discover as we drove and discovered the whole island. It was really, really wonderful. Okay. Just gonna stick one square on the back of this guy and kind of rest him on those leaves. Then we're gonna find the bird. Where'd he go? Here he is. Gonna put one on the back of this guy. And help him kind of fly, but still be connected to our little crabby dude. Okay, let's put these down on this side. Okay, give me just a second here. Emily, would you do me a favor and call Heidi and make sure she's okay? Okay. Okay, we're gonna get this down. Whenever you put your photos together like this, the best idea is to make sure that your borders between your photos are similar. So, that being said, this one I'm going to tuck underneath, but you'll notice that the border that I keep between the one on top and the one on the bottom is the same distance, or as close to the same distance as I can make it. Alright, so we've got that. Now we're going to put this guy down so that we can write this. This you'll see is shiny around the edge. See that? But the center white part we can write on really easily. So makes it super easy to use for a title or for journaling, or something fun like that. So we can use that one there. We can use this one down here. Have it just kind of stick out, and we can make whatever cool notes we want to make on that. All my troubles wash away in the water. So fun. Or we could do make a splash. Although we don't really have any splashing going on here, so maybe not. Maybe we'll do this one. You're not a drop in the ocean, you're the ocean in a drop. You're the entire ocean in a drop. Roomy. All right, so you folks out there of my watchers who are philosophers will have to fill me in on who Rumi is. That's not one that I remember. Okay, so just putting some foam squares on this so that it will stand up and make more of a statement on my page. And I think I'll add one more sticker. I really would like to use those raindrops, but I'm not sure. I don't want to take away from the page, so I don't want it to be, you know, comical, as it were. You know? Let's see. Put some of these little dragonflies flying around. The rule of thumb for embellishments is odd numbers. Typically we do three points of interest in an embellishment. You'll notice down here I have 4, but really it can be whatever makes you happy. And I just put that guy going the same direction as the other one. When do you ever see that? Never, right? So we'll make him go the opposite way. All right, and then I need a little something for down here. Let's see. Maybe we'll just put a couple of shells. Alright, just about done. Just about done. This has been a fun page. Thank you for joining me for this. I hope that it's been helpful and giving you some good ideas for what to do in your albums and some possibilities for things. I'm just going to clear these things away so we can get a better idea of what the finished product looks like. And I think that's going to be it. We'll do some journaling here and some journaling here. And that will be that. A little bit of glare on those photos still too, huh? All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, I wish you many more creative moments. Don't forget to subscribe and set your bell notifications so you get all of the new videos that are coming out as they come out. Okay, thanks for being here. You have a great day.